Hello, I'm Socksway and welcome to my first playthrough of City Skylines 2. Pretty excited about this. A little disappointed so far that I have to record this in 1080p and 30 frames per second to get the computer to actually handle it. I built my computer just for City Skylines 1 to play heavily modded. This game's struggling. If you're new to the channel, I do love playing City Skylines. I did a lot of playthroughs over the years, and today we're starting a new journey, and I'm hoping it goes good. I don't know a lot about this game. I've played about for 4 hours so far leading into this new playthrough that I'm hoping turns into a long playthrough here. And we can see we got a good amount of area to build on, but we're gonna go very generic to begin with. We're gonna go very slow, kind of learn the game and go from there. A lot of time lapses that I'll probably talk over and just recaps is the format I'm thinking for this. We'll get our electricity inbound from over here, it looks like. So we'll have to figure out a way to get that nice and connected up to... We're going to do a transformer just to save some money, but we will do our own water. Yeah, we'll do our own water for sure. So let's get going and I'll give you an update. We're going to start out with a little bit of a grid pattern here. We're going to do just a handful of houses to start with and see how the demand treats us. So we'll go ahead and get started. We'll run it ×3. I've noticed it takes a little bit of time to do this. And what are you complaining about? Not enough electricity. Oh, because we forgot to do that part. Okay, we have our water treatment here. And so I wanted to do, gosh, the starter area is not gonna last long, but we are gonna put a outlet or a transporter right here and grab a little bit of electricity. We'll swing out to like here, and this will be short-lived, hopefully. We'll get a new home for our electricity once we're producing our own. Let's go ahead and get the game started, and the grid should be fine now. We should be importing electricity, consuming 14 kilowatts, going up, and we're importing all of it. Water, we are producing a whole lot that we can do there. So once we update our budget, get a hold of that, we can decrease the budget to save some money on water. But are we exporting water? Not yet. It'll be interesting. Yeah, playing it ×3, I feel like those buildings should be built already. I'll take a look to see if there's any settings for that. Doesn't seem like it. But we can see we have a decent commercial and industrial demand already. And what I wanted to put here was a few of our commercial buildings. Go ahead and do these inside on both right now. Get a little bit of commercial going. That should really kill the commercial demand. We'll get these buildings built and get some citizens moved in. Hopefully we'll hit founding here quick in the first milestone. All right, we got a couple people living here. First houses to look at. Yeah, interesting graphics. Not really sure what to call that. It's a cool little setup here. Not bad. All right, so our industrial area is what is needed next. We got to be careful with this water. Oh man, where should we go with that? Not a huge space to start with, and the wind is shooting to the northeast as we stand now. So we'll come out here, we'll just create a little zone or industry. And I want to try this grid tool and see how it works. That's pretty sweet. And because of that, we'll go ahead and throw a little industrial section here. We'll get it designed better. We're just getting things unlocked at this point. Gonna slowly, naturally grow this town, and we'll get this whole residential area populated soon. But it looks like the demand is there, so let's go ahead and do that now. We'll just grab all the way through here. And it'll be okay being on this main road for now. We might adjust that later on. I don't know if we'll keep the roundabout. Not a big fan. And still a little more demand, so we'll go ahead and populate this whole section here by the freeway exit. Why not? First little neighborhood, not bad. Not sure about this main road not connecting. We might change that long term. Yeah, it's getting a feel for things. It's coming along nice. The first mistake I've noticed, I'm gonna be able to extend very far until we open some more tiles. It looks like it let us sneak to there, which isn't bad because we can connect up here. Yeah, we're gonna keep plugging away, keep extending this town. Try to get to some milestones. I'm not gonna pick any development yet. We'll do that later on when we get a lot of points opened up. But the next milestone, we're looking at 2,500 XP, which opens up some more medium housing. And I believe we just opened up the medium density row houses. So yeah, there's going to be instantly a demand on that. I'm not sure I agree with that, but that's the way the game's created. Big thing so far is it doesn't seem to be as easy to fail at the beginning of a playthrough as it did in City Skylines 1. So I want to get some of these medium row houses down, but I'm trying to figure out a good spot. So we got kind of our main road coming into town here, which we're going to keep extending. And we need to, before we get too far ahead, I think we want to figure out where we're going to put our recycling plants. And we could put it right here across from, yeah, we'll do that. It's going to sneak into where we're extending right now for our residential area, but we can always adjust. So there we go. We got a recycle plant, or a landfill, I guess is what it is. It's under the recycle button, garbage management. It is a landfill. I apologize. But that does block off this road from extending. So is there a move tool? Area, relocate. We don't want it that close to the water pump. Actually, let's bulldoze that. I think that's probably still too close to the water. Let's take a look at that. Oh, that was down here. Might be okay there. But what I do want to do is get these roads extended just to prevent anything in the future like that from blocking it. We'll just do a little skirt out there, and then we'll come in here and we'll replace this down. There we go. And that should get us a good amount of XP. And then the next thing we want to look at is where we want to put our health care. We did not make this wide enough here. We could put it up here on Elk Street. Very nice. That was a lot of experience came in. And then the other thing we have is a cemetery, which I would like to figure out how to put those close to each other. And that might work there. That's kind of nice. Definitely a nice building there. Like parking lot, entry. That's a pretty building. Yeah, the terrain. Yeah, we could have flattened it out. I think we're going to go ahead and already shift to our own electricity. It is cost us $70,000 a month, but I don't really want to use other people's electricity. But we're at 4,000 negative an hour. So we're burning money, 100,000 a day. That improved a little bit now that we're not importing. And we potentially could start exporting. Yeah, we are exporting some electricity. That's good. So that should help with the money. So we have people coming in. Yeah, so it's dropping a little bit. Still losing money, but we got to get more people in here. Let's build an area for some medium density housing. Next, got our commercial all zoned there, got our healthcare. Let's give it a little bit of room here. And for expansion, it's probably too close. So now we have 3 development points. I think road-wise, we'll do advanced road services, which would be nice. And potentially parking, crematorium. I don't know if we need that yet. We'll keep a hold of the other point for now, but just got a huge jump in industrial demand. Go about right here, we'll cut across. We'll add a little bit more commercial right here. Why not? And we'll grab right here, fill that up. Got our little industrial hub here. It'd be cool to have like a dock at some point maybe with shipping things out. And hopefully this is short-lived because that's not pretty. Not much by the water treatment. I'm not sure what we can put on the ground there, but let's go find an area near the residential that an elementary school can fit, and I think that would be a good spot for it. We're not going to do any upgrades to it, but it's pretty cool. You click on it and we got these upgrades. We got a playground. It's just money right now. We got to get to where we're bringing in money before we can really do that, but I want to leave some area for those expansions. Kind of, add that. Maybe if we want to do it over here, we can add that there, but right now we can get 1,000 kids in here. And we only have 329 citizens, so that'll be good for a while. Should help with happiness though. And then that's the only thing we unlocked. We do have the road services, which we might do on our main road, but again, it's just the upkeep's gonna be a problem, right? So if we go to upgrade, we go here, we go with these tree ones, do that twice, put some trees on there. It's pretty sweet. Yeah, City Skylines 1 fans, it feels like we're taking somewhat of a step back, but there is a lot added to this game that was missing in vanilla City Skylines. Not my favorite layout of what we did here, but It's working out pretty cool. Gonna continue our commercial build out up this main road. Yeah, and zoning would be nice to be able to tell it where we want to zone. I don't want it on the Elk Road, I want it on that. So let's pause. Let's see if we can figure that out. Play around with these services for a little bit. The thing I see missing is no parking. That's definitely the thing that's missing. Unless one of these does that. But like no zoning here would be nice to switch the zoning around. Yeah, just kind of improving these roads is pretty cool. So can we do that and then this? Oh, we can. That's definitely what we want. Add the trees here, give it a little bit more appeal, but can't zone right there. That was because of terrain, maybe? I don't know. That's the things that I just don't understand why they don't work the way that would just be really intuitive. And these I don't believe are going to be able to be zoned because these weren't selected. Because I wanted them on that one. That's okay. We're learning. It's not going to be a masterpiece our first time through. Who knows? Maybe it will be. Industry demand. Okay, so similar to the last game. Gonna really demand an industry build out. So my plan for this playthrough is to play about an hour per episode. And gosh, some of this is just, you know, you're gonna hear me complain. I'm gonna be very picky. As of right now, I prefer the original game. There's some upgrades here that I think are pretty nice quality of life stuff, but I'm just not sure. It doesn't seem to perform great, but we're gonna give it a shot. It's a brand new game. There's gonna be releases. There's gonna be fixes. Get rid of this parking. So far, it's coming along nice. Let me know what you think about this beginning here. Got our freeway entrance and we've got a little commercial building off here and then sprawling into a bunch of residential. I was hoping to get a little farther. That's all right. And then our little industrial area that I'm hoping to do a port long term here. And then eventually when we grow out to maybe this area, it'll become residential by the water and the water over here as well. And do we have railroads? There's the railroad, right? Yep, okay. Had a little bit of a breakthrough. Was going through, was starting to record this, unlocked a few things, and feeling much better about the game, and I'll show you why in a second. So you can see I was playing a lot off camera. We started with this area. I'm not sure if we're going to keep it yet. And we unlock things. We're at a grand village now, which opened up a lot of the game. We have services now. We can adjust the budgets on each service. And we have productions, which is a huge addition to City Skylines. You can see our biggest problem is wheat, grain. We are at a deficit of 75.9 tons per month. And then our second one is livestock. What a huge change to the game. Huge demand right now in all residential. We have high density residential opened up, which is called low rent housing. It looks like there's a mixed housing of commercial and residential, which I'm super excited about. And then there is the large apartments buildings. So we got almost everything zoning wise unlocked. We still got a few things. We have offices now where we have one business here that is a software firm, it looks like, and then two over here that are just not occupied yet. They've been built. No company has moved in yet. Pretty cool. So we're going to start focusing on certain areas and trying to just improve this layout long term. You can see here we're starting to have... Oh. Involved in an accident. You okay, bud? Police are on their way. Wow. Interesting. But yeah, this is an entrance into town. We'll get that improved. We're going to slow down, though, and really just start fixing things. I know, slowing down on episode 2. Crazy. So we look here, we can see for the low residential housing or low density housing, you can see it's showing us bad places. So these would not be good. And I believe that's commercial, but we do have some low here. So we're going to go ahead and just do that. We don't want them there. We're going to start rezoning. This looks terrible. There's a lot that I want to fix and improve, as well as I figured out the parking right here. So we add these wide sidewalks and they can't park anymore. And we'll show you that real quick. Go into road services, wide sidewalk, upgrade there, but that means we need to make sure we have enough parking for them. And right now the only parking lots we have are way over here. So I'm not sure where those ones went. They probably moved around to other roads. But yeah, starting to unlock it. So we're going to start working on a few things and we'll show you how we do. All right, that looks much better. We did these little paths around just to force the zoning to be just on this road right here. And that looks really nice. Beautiful. Now these gaps is what I want to start working on next in some of these shopping complexes where this just doesn't look great. So I think the center area here is where I'm really going to focus this episode. And then next episode, we'll see how far we get. Then we're going to start working on these services. As you can see, we could start going in here. And this is getting worse. So we want to take care of that. And eventually we can come down here and see all these. This is just crazy. Crazy good. You can see here software is created by services. We have telecom, financial, media. But you can also see up here clothing, food, beverages, and the type of things that we need so we can stop doing importing and start being a self-sufficient town. So farming's definitely going to be a top one. But yeah, this is looking good here. These apartment complexes, these are the large apartment complexes. I want to try to improve that area as well as just the surrounding area of the cemetery. I don't really like how it looks offset like this, so we'll see if we can improve that. So that's looking a little bit better. I dig it. Now, because of this road difference, this road, it says it'd be fine to have the low density housing, so we'll go ahead and put that there. This area is starting to look a little better. I like this tight little alley that we added behind the commercial row here. Not a huge fan of just all of these on the street, but it'll work for now. All right, next I want to attack this area. It's fall. Look at that. Nice to see the seasons changing. We got a little problem with not enough customers, so we're plugging away, but I think this looks better. It looks a little better for our city. The next thing we're gonna do is this little space here. I think I want to put a little bit of like a gas station here and maybe a nice little cut through for pedestrians. Yeah, that looks cool. And then I'm not sure what would happen. Do that. Yeah, it goes on this road, which I wasn't a fan of, but that'll be fine. Then right here, if we do just another little building for commercial, that should be good. Coming along nice. All right, happiness is decreasing, and it looks like from a lack of entertainment. But overall, I really think these areas are looking better. Let's take a look at this just to see. Midway through the episode, now it's fall. Kind of just embracing the grid to do our first playthrough. I think that's going to be the best way to do it. Just really learn the game. Our offices got occupied. No company yet, so we need to get more people in. This one company's doing all right. And here we're going to have a highway connect or a freeway exit. And this area here is going to be problematic because there's just one road in. So eventually I do want to have like a freeway exit, but our fertile land is right here. And looking at that view, we got fertile land over here I really want to get to and do a decent sized farm. But livestock says it can go anywhere. So I'm going to do that next. I want to start attacking some of these productions and wheat. Yeah, wheat and livestock is definitely the plan. In this area, I don't know what we're going to do with yet completely long term. To get this laid down to kind of learn, let's get snapping back on. Put it at the corner, and then we will grab this much air. Whoops, I guess it's that one. So tell me the resources. Okay, we know how many tons we need, so that 90 tons should be a good start. And then we had fertile land, so gosh, this doesn't look great. That's nice. Need one employee to come in. That should be in any time now, but we need to get some people in too, so let's get this farm zoned as well right here to take advantage of as much of this fertile land as possible. Just kind of sneaking in a little bit more farm. Not the best looking thing, but we'll fix that later. We need an employee there and there. And what if it do for like residential right here? We just put like a small house, a couple houses to role play that they work there or that they own the farm maybe. It should just be a residential as well. I don't know. Well, we got an employee here. Nice. And over here, do we? Not yet. So let's see if that's already improved our productions. Yeah, so we're already producing, no surplus yet. So we got, interesting. Nothing yet with the wheat. Efficiency, 44%. Not enough employee. Okay, so now it needs 10 employees. Okay, so that will improve as we get more employees. Very nice. Let's work on getting more people into town. Nice little area here, and then that will improve later. Commercial, we're gonna attack in a different episode. Just trying to get more people in town. Hopefully get this happiness back up. We're getting closer, only 63,000 negative. Look at that. It's getting even. Not doing much here. Well, it's 5 employees now. So efficiency is only at 51% because we don't have enough employees. Over here, we're at 29%. Oof. Yeah, we just need more people in town. And where's a good place for some higher density? What do we got here? What is this complaint? Oh yeah, not enough customers. That's going to be a problem for a while. I think across this main road, we'll do a little complex. Let's do like this. How about right there? Why not? I have no idea how traffic's going to get affected. Well, we're going to find out. Do some of these lower end houses here. See how we're going to learn how that's going to affect the rest of the zoning. Like that. And then if we do a little path here, like so, yeah, we should be able to zone the rest of that. Nice. Okay. Manipulating the zones. Maybe there's a better way. If anybody knows, let me know. And that really should help with some of the demands. Gosh, now it only wants 2 employees. Interesting. Not really. Yeah, not really. Now we're at 100% efficiency. Interesting. Now, because it only wants 1 employee. I don't understand why that's changing so much, but it's still only not producing much. Maybe we put a few more houses out here? See if these people will work. The other thing, yeah, that I was super excited about, and we're going to play around with soon, is we go here and we'll create districts. So we can create a district that's just like this school only goes to that district, or is focused. We can create school districts. That's what I'm trying to say. That really, yeah, that ate at the demand big time. Some just low density expected for residential at this point. And we're going to let that tick for a while and see what happens. Happiness is at the top again. You do need to get some entertainment. All right, so that should be growing now. Yeah, we're ticking it a little bit, so we'll learn, producing a little bit of our own. And then the other thing to take a little deep dive on, go to some of these commercial buildings, which this is pretty sweet. Here we can see they do clothes, they do beverages, they do vehicles. This one is entertainment sells entertainment but requires beverages. Sells furniture, convenience food. So all of those demands are important for each of these productions, and it kind of shows in this one what these materials will make. So clothing, we need livestock and gas and cotton, apparently. Wood, we need to do some wood. That would be another production that if we go up top, we're showing pretty far in the deficit. But wheat, we really got to take care of grain here. Let's look at our development here. We've done the roundabouts, done advanced roads, highways, large roads, parking lot, intersections is what I kind of wanted next. Everything else, I don't think we've attacked much on yet. Yeah, it's just been roads I decided to do as my first focus. But some major expansions needed. Oh, and I think, yeah, that was a great improvement. This one will, oh, you snuck in there. We just will de-zone. Yeah, I don't like the way that ended up looking. It was offset. Interesting. Yeah, so some cool stuff. Really starting to get the hang of the game. And I do have to say, I'm enjoying it. I am enjoying it. We'll fix that later. We're up to 2,200 people. It's really interested in getting this all sorted away. We're getting there. So it almost seems like this did help. A little neighborhood out here. They're not going to have education, school, or anything, but they do have fire and police out here. Not healthcare, though. But happiness is off the charts. We're to 5,800, almost 60,000 negative, so we're getting close with that. Taxes I have at 12% across the board. Deficit is decreasing here because that's becoming more efficient. Beautiful. They have 7 out of 13, so that'll keep growing, I guess, as it gets the level up. So that's what it's doing. It's leveling up and changing. Okay. And getting more business or buildings out here for storing livestock. Fancy. But yeah, I definitely want to do the big farm over there when we expand. Oh, we have a fire. Fire truck's there already. Ooh, all right, took care of that. Yeah, so a nice rainy fall afternoon here. But that was a good run through there. That's, I think, where we're gonna leave it. Definitely progressing on this game and learning a lot about it. It's been fun. It's gone from being frustrated with the graphics to doing what they've recommended, what Colossal Order recommended to improve the graphics so far, or at least the performance of the game. I assume we'll get some graphic improvement later on, or performance improvement updates later on from them. So we're gonna put one of these down. There's not a lot of logs here, but we're gonna see what this does. We're just gonna zone all around here. Invalid shape seems to be very valid to me. What the heck? All right. Let's try to fix it. Where are we starting from? Yeah, so we'll drag this. We'll just do like that all the way out like so. And I don't know. I don't know if we can trick this like you do in other games. In the other game where I can just be like, maybe if I did it before. But efficiency is at 108% right now on the log building. Let's see what that does here. Just a little bit. So we're dipping into these demands as we're slowly learning. Yeah, interesting. How is our budget doing? Getting there, 56,000. Yeah, it's a little more comfortable, but we have $3 million, so money isn't really a struggle in this game. And look at how good these look now. Maybe too many in a row. Maybe there should have been a more road split in this. Yeah, we're learning. Like, I like the size of this better, but we went for a huge increase in residential this episode. We're up to 3,500 people. Still not enough customers for commercial. So still the demand of the balance in the game is just wrong. I don't understand why you want more commercial buildings when you don't have enough customers for the existing ones. Just really confusing. And what's wrong with this? Abandoned. Okay. Oh yeah, we're just trying these out over here. High rents. Because it's in, we'll figure that out. Still a residential demand, so I don't think I should put any more commercial down, to be honest. Unless let's show me the reach of this building. And maybe if there was residential areas here, it'll help those ones. Weird. Basically everything commercial is saying it's struggling. Except for our clothing and a food company. This one is furniture, plastics, furniture. Somebody is struggling due to a lack of customers. Yeah, I mean, our residential demand is still pretty high, but it doesn't make sense. It's a little unbalanced in my opinion. How are we doing out here? Getting better, getting better. Yeah, awesome. Deficit still, but we're diving into it. We're chipping away. Took an interesting route to get to that fire. That's good. I think we had, a death. Oh, okay. Now, how does that work here? Does it show the capacity? Yeah, we have 5,000 available. Create a district. I probably want to do that soon. But I think I want to start connecting these two areas and potentially move all of the industry out. Land value. Let's look at that. Citizens' wealth. Land value. Yeah, higher land value over here with these. Okay, row houses, and the lower income has higher value. Low value over here, but they're complaining about high rent. And then, yeah, these should be blue. Okay, that. Look at the combine going. That's so sweet. Okay, get all those crops. All right, 100% efficiency on those. How is the wood place doing? 108%. Nice. Okay, what's next? Can't quite get all the way out here like I want to. That's 9 spaces. Get rid of those to potentially like that. I don't know. We'll wait a little bit on that. We added a little park here. Houses around it. Boy, this customer demand is really frustrating. High rent. Yeah, right by the main entry. Some of this we could fix the zoning. I don't understand why that one's complaining about high rent. Let's get some offices put down. Got here, firehouse. Let's do a couple offices right there. We'll put one right there. And then I want to fix this zoning. There we go. And we'll put another office there. Maybe fix the zoning on the side of the police station. Is that what that is? Yeah, and we'll do one little office right by the police station. Oh, you don't like them there. Oh, now it's saying it is. Interesting. Okay, got our office demand taken care of. But even with all, like, how many of these are like not occupied? Wonder if there's a view for that. Definitely need to increase the entertainment in the town. Unreachable internet service. Unreliable internet service. Polluted water, I don't get where that came from. Unreliable healthcare, yeah, so we need to improve the healthcare. Quite a bit of things. to do polluted water. Maybe that's why, but our water treatment plant should be fine. Yeah, it's seeping in over there. I think it's fine though. I don't see any pollution. Ground pollution is up there. Okay. All right, let me think for a little bit here. We have the mixed housing now. Nice. Do some apartments here instead. Just a little apartment complex. See how that comes in. Killed that demand. Now we're back to low density. And some of the commercial demands, are they getting better? They're not. We just need to really improve the amount of people that are in town here. Yeah, let's try to clean up this area here. A lot of intersections. We'll learn how traffic is on this game compared to the first one here soon, I imagine. Just go to like that. Back road like that. I like that. Connect that up. Just trying to keep houses off these main roads. And we'll do a little bit like that too, just to manipulate it. Same here. And what's the demand saying now? We'll put one of the apartments there, and then we're gonna sneak in low residential, low density here. Starting to get this little section complete here. Right there, that whole square looks good. What is with the zoning here? Oh yeah, we kind of messed up. We can fix that later. I really don't want to put any commercial down until they stop complaining though. High rent, so rent is starting to become an issue on this area. So if we look at that, it still says it's fine to zone. Interesting, interesting. Parking, yeah, it's not looking that the best. Let's look at our services, the productions. Yeah. Okay. Figure out how to make those more efficient. I do want to figure out how to turn the weather off. It rains way too much. Oh, we got some development points to use. What about communications now? Basic communications. We got radio, telecom, budget's still not great. So we did a post office, but now we need mailboxes apparently. Put one there. We'll do one. I'm not sure exactly how this will work, but we'll do like that. I don't understand why you're still red. Do post box there. One in this neighborhood. We'll do one here, there. Not really sure why it's still red, but you know, businesses need it too, right? Okay, that's looking better. Down here, they probably want some postal services down here too, and over here for the businesses. We'll figure it out. I'm sure we just messed up something. Wow, so that's interesting. Like a tower in some of these dead spaces, like right here. Oh, look, it's winter or late fall. We're getting some snow. That's pretty sweet. Still struggling with the demand though. Still struggling with customers. Not enough customers. It just doesn't tell us anything other than that. And we're still in the negative. And we're still making money. We're almost to the next milestone as well, which would be Boomtown, apparently. And we'll get 8 developmental points, 8 expansion points, and 6 developmental points, and 1.4 million. A heavy traffic ban. Yeah, so policies will start coming into place here too. So still abandoned here. I think we're gonna swap this out for a different type of residential. Yeah, we'll do this. Boy, let's try to get to 4,000 for this episode. I don't know if we will. We're not gaining anymore. And winter's fun, but oh man. Interesting to see if there's ways to toggle this off. All right, and this is a main road here, so we don't want to put this neighborhood in this direction here too much. Yeah, that's gonna be tough to connect that to the highway, but we might have to kick some people out of this neighborhood when we get to that point. We'll figure that out. Oh, that's gonna be decent. Let's add a few more roads. Because I'm curious, I want to go back to my roads here. I want to unlock that. So that leaves us with 3 points, but now we do have intersections, and I was interested to see what the game came with as far as exits, and we might need, it would make sense to continue that on. So let's pause the game and then let's see about this. Do a little bit more here. Is that what we want? What do we want here? Single point, compact highway intersection, well suited for urban areas. Yeah, this is the one we want. Let's back that out a little bit more. And same with that one. And these houses are gonna get kicked out. Just a few. Well, maybe we can pull this off. Want it like that. Our road size seems wrong, but we'll figure that out. Do that, and then, oh man, we messed up over here, didn't we? So what do we got? Four lanes? So this will be going this way. We'll do a little swerve here. Let's try parallel. Show me. Okay, that's too many. Right there. No, two. All right, we'll try that. We'll see what happens. Swing this way and swing right back into it. Yeah, that didn't work good. We'll go here, shut off parallel. Go like that. And are they not going the right way? How do we switch that? Doesn't work the same. All right, let's try this. There we go. Now this way, similar situation, but that was a smaller one. Highway's almost back into play here. Oh, this is a bigger... What road is this? That. I got a little bit of an extra highway now. An interesting design here. Lets them go left that way, right that way. All right. And we'll expand this way as we start unlocking. That gives us a second exit on the highway, which should help. And another area to maybe start doing commercial, but my goodness. This area still didn't get us as high as I thought it would. But looks like we got the residential demand under control. Got some industrial demands to take care of next episode, but I think that's a good place to call it. Today, we're going to be working on redoing a few areas. You can see here is one that we've already done. We've also spent a little bit of time redoing our agriculture area. We'll work on that a little bit this episode as well. So here's one of the commercial areas that I'm starting to redo and try to make it look like a real commercial area, and it wasn't completely successful. So the idea is this is the entrance to the complex, and then we get, the natural parking lots on the roads. Want to try to use this here to simulate that. It looks pretty good at the medical center here, where I think these medium-sized parking lots really do work for that, where the small ones that we have over here with the fences around them kind of break it a little bit. And you can see there's a gap here where I wish I could have move it, just pull it over just to get rid of this gap, or some type of tool to paint concrete around here would be nice, but eventually I think we'll get that. And we're really abusing the paths to dictate where zoning goes. As we can see here, the paths there will force this one to be zoned over here. Oh, that's the problem there. Okay, so we're figuring it out live here. If we grab this, we just add it in like that, then we can come back to commercial and we'll get it right up on that road. Very nice. So I do want to correct something here that I didn't catch until after recording, but we can come in here, we can hit move, and we have snappings on by default. We'll turn snapping off, and we'll rotate it this way. This is where I want the entrance of the parking lot to be. And if we find the right spot, we should be able to sneak it in here, which is unfortunate because of the size, but if we wanted to sneak it, let's just show the issue first. We got this little gap here that doesn't look very good. So if we rotate it this way, where we want these cars to go out towards these stores, we get like that, we can then make it look a little bit better. Now we just have some issues on this side to clear up, but we could take care of that with one of our paths, make it look a little bit nicer. Do the same thing. We'll take snapping off and we'll just kind of connect it like that. Also, if we come in here with the upgrade tool, we turn snapping off, and we find the same road type, we should be able to modify it a little bit. You can see how we can slide it over and move it. So I'm gonna do that with a few more over here. Just see how this just looks crammed. Trying to go for more of an open feel here, and we'll start doing that over here as well. There's also a known not enough customers bug that we're just gonna kind of ignore for now and not really worry about seeing that error until that's patched through with a fix. So I'm not a huge fan of these double sidewalks, but like I kind of mentioned earlier, this is what we're gonna do until we have the ability to zone or control what is zonable areas. And we need some tree anarchy too, don't we? Yeah, gotta find out how to get these modes going. I'd love to be able to fit trees right through in these paths. But there's another complex done. We got a little bit of parking here. Not really a huge fan of the way this is turning out. Let's pause the game real quick. See if we can get that to look a little bit better. Yeah, it just looks a little weird. Looks a little weird, but we'll live with it for now. So ×3, let that keep going. I'll do a few more of these complexes and just already looks better. Definitely like the way that looks a lot better. And it looks like we might have some more snow coming in. Here's another complex that came in pretty nice. I like the way that's looking. It's looking a lot better. Not 100% sold on this one, but as we see, we come into the roundabout. These 4 here, looking a lot better, or 5, I guess. Next is to attack this one and maybe this one as well. And then we're probably pretty much all caught up with commercial. So I got a lot of commercial demand, but like I said, we're going to try to ignore it a little bit. Probably should work on this landfill too. Let's look at productions real quick. Yeah, we do have a surplus of wheat or grain, and we're getting close to that on livestock. Next, we need to get some carrots and wheat in here as well, or vegetables and cotton, I should say. So we'll keep plugging away here, show you the progress as we go. Just taking a look at the entrance of town now, just looks so much better to me. Yeah, I absolutely feel like this looks more realistic. We could get a little bit better. Some of the parking lots, like I mentioned, in the shopping complex are kind of messing up the illusion that we're trying to create. But we're getting closer to figuring out exactly how we want to zone commercial in this new game, at least with the features that we understand at this point. We're going to redo some of this later, but right now I definitely want to attack some of the demand that's going on, and we need a little bit of a office complex. We're going to kind of ignore some of the zoning issues with the commercial demands and keep plugging away at the other ones. I need to completely read the bug list so that I understand everything that we're kind of limited to right now and don't get frustrated. Once I was reading that earlier today, definitely started feeling better about the progress we've been making. And it's nice to see that they're actively working on bug fixes this quickly with the game being released. And it makes me way more excited about it. Just gonna play around with this and see how that turns out for a little business complex. Not sure how traffic's gonna get involved. And these end of roads, I would love if they were just square instead of round. I wish there was an option to switch that, but I don't know if there is. Get those buildings to come in. I don't know if there's going to be enough demand to really see the outcome of that yet, but we'll see when it does. Let's go work on our farm area now. 100,000. Yeah, we upgraded some buildings that I figured was going to hurt financially. And what do we got here? We full? Okay, this is where I want to take a look at development under garbage. What do we do? What do we do? We could put one out here, but the wind goes that way. Well, let's see what we have. Let's unlock the incinerator plants. Let's get that unlocked. And the recycling plant. Let's do that. And we're going to put that out. We're actually going to do the recycling out here. I'm not sure if it shows the reach, but that's definitely going to become an issue. And let's see if we can set this to start emptying, because I want to get that out of there. As well as we'll put a little bit of a landfill here, just a tiny one for now, and we can adjust that later as needed as we learn a little bit about how these two are going to interact with each other. Hopefully this doesn't fill up as quick as the one over here did. I mean, we're in the 2nd year of playing this game now, January 2024, so yeah, a little interesting. So it looks like it is working on emptying it. That's a cool little animation. Very cool. But yeah, that's problematic. You know, this whole industrial area needs to find a new home long term. But I want to play around with this and see if we can get a little bit more out of it. Let's look at the production again. Deficit of, we want to get a little bit more livestock. So let's go ahead, and I believe livestock can go anywhere, but we're going to cut this across that way. Pause the game. Bulldoze that for a minute and just get the road added, and then we'll add that back in like so. And I want to start thinking about the road layout of this farm area, but I don't want to go too crazy with it because I do want to add it to the north. I guess we're going to call it the northwest end of our location. So we'll get this a little bit shot out here, and we'll take a look at livestock again. And we still have a 25 ton deficit there. I don't like how it starts on that side. And we're just gonna kind of, oh, you can see the circle shows where it can go. Let's not go that big. We'll go to about right here, and then we'll go like that. Harvestable resources. Why does it say only 2%? Because when you go in here, the livestock farming specialized industry can be set up anywhere to produce livestock. Okay, so I don't know why that was showing the way it was. Company none. Nobody's moved in yet because the game's paused. Instantly, look at that. Wow. They want 10 employees. And they got 2. No, 93. Let's see what that did to that production. Getting close. We want to get a surplus like we did there. Logs, we'll have to look at that next. But then I wanted to come in here and kind of simulate some like rural housing here. I want this one. I want to just grab like that. We'll put a house there, put a house here, and then like across the street we'll do a little house. Just kind of like fill it in with rural housing. And then when we get, oh gosh, I really wish we had better brushes for that. But let's see what this does. Kind of, let's add the spruce tree and a brush, and we'll put the strength at like 100. Kind of just throwing in there, and it looks like they start as babies and maybe they grow over time. But we're just kind of filling in a little bit there, and I want to do that here as well where it lets me get this rural area out here. Just having some trees. I have no idea how much this is costing. Money's, yep, shooting down a little bit. We got $3 million. We're fine. I'm ready for winter to be over. Definitely ready for that. Looks like some more snow coming in. Frost. Let's look at that deficit now. Yeah, just barely there. And if we did another one across the street, oops, go right there, over. I could do like that, just to kind of, is it not going to let me? Weird. Like so, yeah, that lines up kind of nice. Oh, that's going to bother me. That's okay. I don't know how quickly this shows up. Yeah, get it down to, yeah, getting there. 100% production, 111% over here, 111%, getting close. And what happens if we snuck one, just kind of learning. Yeah, we can sneak it in right there, and we'll just like go behind these houses, go up like so. Like that. All right. And that should definitely, yeah, it gets us to a surplus. That is super nice. And we are so, why is the balance so bad? I'm going to have to watch some videos of people who figured that out. I did upgrade some services. So my services, like over here, we upgraded this. So this one's costing us $5,600 a month just to have police. The medical center is $118,000 a month. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, these offices still haven't come in yet, but I'm worried that if we don't do anything with that commercial demand, that nothing else is really gonna pop off. So let's get some of this industrial demand here. And this area out here, I'm kind of just growing to help us keep progressing on the city building that we're doing. I took my stab at improving my commercial areas. I think next episode we might look a little bit at improving the industrial area, but that'll work for now. And again, this is going to be super problematic soon, that this is the only road in and out. So we need to think about that very soon. Yeah, pretty cool looking rural area here. Well, you know, we'll keep extending, just kind of playing around, figuring it out. Certain parts of the game I definitely feel more comfortable with. This is all brand new, so we'll get it going soon. I do like the way these houses blend in with these farms, though. Kind of makes me have an idea here. Drag to like there. Do that, as well as start really adjusting these to take advantage of all the space we can. That's gonna be too close. Is that gonna be too close? It is too close. All right, let's go ahead and just snag that one. Sorry you were evicted, but we do have a couple houses in here. Gosh, that looks cool. Yeah, like their neighbors or like an extra house that they have. I dig it. I dig it. Is this fertile land here? It is not. Fertile land's all up there. So this is one that I think I want to replace with fertile land eventually. But what's going on here? Overloaded. Oh, it can't match the demand. There are upgrades we can do. Okay. So let's go ahead and add in, what do we do? Just to make sure, while we're not sure exactly what we want to do surplus wise, let's add a little service road here. So I think we got rid of our transformer. We'll do that, and that should help because now we'll import, but that's going to hurt us financially a little bit more. So we'll have to take a look at that in here, but gosh, we're not making any money. We're not making any money. Next episode, we definitely want to look at public transportation and see about doing that as well to fix things up. The last thing I want to do this episode is break this apart and make it look a little bit better. Let's do that now. So let's get rid of that road, and that should fix that. That went a little far. Yeah, that shouldn't have really happened. Let's dezone all of this though. And I think that's because of this slope, maybe? Pause the game. Let's go ahead and bulldoze this road, and we'll soften this all out and grab that road type again. Kind of worked a little bit, but not completely. Like this section here. There we go. Okay, so now if we add the skinny road, there we go. And I want to add just a stretch here. Snapping off for a second. So, and then these might take a while to come back zoning. That no longer condemned. Let the game play. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I was wanting to see what that would look like real fast, but I can tell it's already a little better breaking it up. And as the demand comes back, they'll fill up. I'm gonna let some time pass and see how that works. So I did zone some mixed commercial and residential here. I'm not a fan. I wish they were all this size, not these huge ones. So we'll have to see how we feel about that in a little bit. Yeah, not super excited about that. Yeah, Soxville didn't grow much, just a lot of changes in the the commercial area that I think that looks so much more realistic than it did before. Let me know what you think. Hopefully our office complexes will come in soon. You can see the landfill is emptying, so hopefully we'll be able to get rid of that soon. And the split up of this extra road that we added, looking good. I want to try this back row a little bit more to try to fix that. And I don't like the high school. I just wanted to kind of see the size of it. We'll figure that out next episode, as well as figure out this row industry commercial. Yeah, this is something that I'm super excited about mods eventually. I would love to control it and have them all this size right here. I would love that to go down there. So maybe we can figure that out next episode of how that's zoned. Maybe we just do this, and that'll take care of itself over time. And it looks like it will. All right, we'll figure out all the tricks. Today, we become profitable. You can see there's a lot of changes if you're following the series that happened. I was playing around with a few things pre-recording, kind of got carried away. My budget's what's really driving me nuts. Let's take a look at some of the new areas. We got a new forest area here that seems to be doing pretty good. Got 114% efficiency. All the workers that we need over here. We got the same thing going on, 102. We'll be looking at this to see where we're missing employees, but I like splitting these up instead of making one large one. And also we have the geothermal plant, which is helping us make a lot of money, but we're only at 80% efficiency, and that's because we don't have well-educated employees. So that's some of the things we're going to be focusing on today, as well as some of the terraforming. Farther over here, we've taken a little bit of leverage of this area and turned it into our industrial area. Some of the things that we did off camera that you didn't see was our little high school here. I elected to not give it enough space to add the sports complex expansion. We will do that in another high school in this city. This one was just to get the education going, really. And this whole area is looking pretty good. Oh, we also added internet. So we have internet service now across the entire region. So you can see we're pretty green everywhere. Out here could get some, but spending a little bit of money on that. So to start off, what I want to do is I want to look at these productions again because they seem to be helping. And the thing that I'm starting to learn about this game is thinking about taxes and profitability of companies. Companies are going to be paying less in tax if they're not as profitable. So we're taking a look at this and we can see our commercial, they're doing pretty decent. pretty decent. This one sells entertainment, needs beverages, so we could help them a little bit, but we're looking pretty green there. But if we look at our industrial area, yellow to red, yellow to orange here, and they're only at 17%. Offices are looking pretty good as well. So that's something to keep an eye on. And if we take a look at a couple of these, we could say wood. Okay, we got that being produced, but we don't have rock. So some of these need rock to help them increase their profitability. And we have some stone over here. We see here we have some deposits here for ore. Stone we don't necessarily need these for from what I understand. We are going to grab both of those and purchase those though. As well as maybe that. Do we have an oil right here? Oh, that was a mistake. We got some oil out here that we could do long term. And you can see our demand's kind of out of control right now. So, but I want to get this city to be profitable before we continue expanding. So the first thing I'm going to do in this area is I'm going to build a stone production. So it makes sense to get a little larger of a production by putting it in the middle of the road and not on the end like this, but I think this will be okay. We can complete it there. And this should produce a decent amount of rock. And we see we got one employee. We're at 100% efficiency. Let's see what that does to our production. The balances are fluctuating like crazy, but you can see surplus, insane amount of a surplus, which should definitely help the profitability of some of those companies. And you can see, yeah, we're climbing on employees and 78,000. So we'll keep an eye on that. But let's look at our profitability chart now. And we're still at 18. See if it takes a little while. It might start increasing a little bit more. And how was wood? We do have a surplus of wood, so we're good there. But now I want to take a look at these two. If we can go about right here. Oh man, how do we want to do that? We want this next upgrade to get a few more tiles, because I would ideally like to take advantage of one of these for each. And this whole area. Yeah, we'll start with coal mining. So we'll go ahead and extend this road out a little bit. Yeah, let's start this way actually. We'll go straight here with the terrain, and maybe that should be okay. And then this curve tool is pretty awesome. We're gonna sneak in here, try to find what looks pretty nice. Let's go shorter. No, let's go longer. Let's go about right there. There we go. And then we can come delete that. So it gives us that nice little turn there. And let's take a look at our ore now, our coal. We'll go ahead and place that right here and start placing these nodes down. And eventually we'll want to expand this a little bit when we get that other tile unlocked. But we'll take advantage of as much of this as we can until that time comes. One thing I noticed is you place this down, you go in here and edit it, and you can get closer to the road after the fact. Like I'll grab an extra node here, and then it seems to play nicer. Yeah, you could play around with this for hours on these curved roads. Quite some time, maybe not hours, but quite some time. You know what I mean. That's good enough for now, and this should be pretty good. Get that going. And how are they doing education-wise or employee-wise? This needs a lot of employees, so we're gonna have to keep an eye on that as well for our town. And money-wise, 46,000. It's getting closer just by doing that. So we have a huge surplus there. Wow, 18% still. So we're not noticing the effect on the industry yet, but that will come, I think. So now if we look over here, we're only at 80% efficiency because we're missing those well-educated individuals. And if we look at our budget, we can see our service trade, we're bringing in $225,000 in electricity. So that's only, at 80% efficiency. We get some highly educated or well-educated individuals in here, and we're going to be sitting even better. A lot of well-educated jobs available, so it does appear that it is time to go into our development, education, and unlock college. And I think this is a pretty decent area for it right here. I'm going to float it off of the road a little bit there. This is just a town college, a college for the town, and not necessarily a university. Let's go ahead. We're going to temporarily move this right here, and I'm going to correct some of this terraforming here just to kind of make it look a little bit better. Let's flatten it all up, and then we'll lower the brush size. to soften this up here to make it look more natural again. I love that this doesn't cost us anything in this version of the game. There we go. And then we'll try to find a sane way to connect this. Let's go with this decent sized road right up there. That lined up nice. This one lined up nice as well. So now we have some things we can upgrade, and it looks like this one does extend size, so that's good to know. But we shouldn't have to do that for a while. And we could do like a little park in here. Yeah, just kind of simulating that we do have the ability to make park entrances or parks here. And I think it's just kind of nice. It should add to the city. Just adding some bushes around here and some young trees. They should grow in real nice for us long term. All right, that's been running for a little bit. We've had, a little bit of time to get educated people in here. Did that help yet? Not yet. So we do have a lot of jobs that require well-educated. So we have 107 filled out of 137. Now, where is the normal view here that shows our education? College, only 80 people educated for college. Well, educated is very low. So we need to let this go for a little bit. Get some educated people in here. One other trick I saw, and forgive me, I forgot who it was, came in here and said, you know what, well-educated, let's drop their taxes. We're going to put them at 0. No taxes for well-educated. Hopefully that'll attract some well-educated individuals in. What do we have here? Ground pollution. That's right. I was expanding this way and we're not really gonna be able to because we ruined the ground. So let's I wonder if we could get away with this. Let's find out. We don't want that big. We'll go 3 wide on this. And we'll see what happens there. And potentially that'll help. But we're gonna let it run for a little bit and get our education going. I really don't want to look at this. Oh my goodness. We were so close and we added the college and now we're so far and we're losing people. Unreliable healthcare is the big thing they're complaining about. All right, what's going on here? Let's see if they complain about the pollution as well. And we're going to de-zone these because we don't want anything in there right now while we figure out the ground pollution. So we're going to start expanding a little bit this direction and get some more residents in town before we decide to rezone any areas to take care of some of these higher demands that we have. All right, we're back down to 85,000. Let's look at our well-educated people now. Did we pull some in? Not really. We got 153 people in college. 2.2% are well-educated. Poorly educated, a lot. So we're not really hitting the capacity of our schools. Almost all the eligible students are going to school. Yeah, it's a struggle. Try to get this area over here. We did a little apartment. I think that might be too big for what we want. And then this one's not coming in. And this zoning is struggling a little bit because of the terrain that we kind of messed up. But let's go over here. Let's see if we can get the row houses to come in. Yeah, so they like it here. Let's do that. Do it on the other side as well. Let's finish this all up here. And then I've been bulldozing these smaller ones and letting them kind of rezone. Yeah, there we go. That's much better. And then here, our demand still looking pretty good for that size. And near the college, kind of does make sense. I think here I want to do just the low rent. Couple low rent things, and that's coming together nice. I really want to clean this up. That slope is a little too much. Let's see if that helps. Maybe 180 degrees, and I think that it maybe is a little better. Let's connect this up and see. Yeah, that's much better. Now I think I want to just throw some regular density in here, as well as some of this low rent. All the low rents here. Let's throw low rents. We'll go like that size and see how that works. Oh, we have it paused. There we go. Let it go. Okay, our residential demand's doing a little bit better. How are we on overall employees? Yeah, we have 251 open jobs. Most of them are the well-educated though. Power plant is at 100% efficiency because we got a few of them. And what did that do? Didn't do enough. It did not do enough. The profitability of our industry didn't change much. Oh, big town, all right. What did that unlock? Let's take a look at what that unlocked for us. A lot of production points, apparently. A big loan amount, high density housing, and oil drilling. Very nice. So we're gonna get a high demand probably pretty quick. Look at our demands. Unoccupied buildings. This makes it a little unhappy. Everything. Commercial's looking pretty good right now. High skilled labor needs to be increased. Yeah, okay. Had a crime scene here for quite a while. Cops just don't want to show up, apparently. Okay, so what I wanted to do was purchase a few of these tiles here. We'll just do that for a nice roundness there. And we'll build this out and get our, let me remember, what did we do over here? We did that, so we want to do ore over here, and I seem to think we want to turn it this way. Road required, that's fine, we can add that. Let's try to get as much of that in the circle as possible. Yeah, so the road goes there. Okay, that got our road connected. Now this freeway exit here, we're gonna want to extend. So there's no reason to make it any larger than the area that we can use. All right, I'm not sold on these productions yet. I'm not sure how much I like them, but they are pretty neat. We got fully educated or fully staffed here. And the city, let's slow it down because the city's demand is out of control. Let's take a look at our balance sheet now and our productions. That's starting to produce pretty well. The only things we do not have surpluses in right now are livestock, vegetables, and oil. And our budget's getting close. We're 23,000 to the negative. Our government subsidy is going to start decreasing as well. And trade, yeah, 351,000 from our exported electricity. So taxation, we still have around 10%. The well-educated, I don't know, it must have helped them come in. Unreliable healthcare, they're gonna deal with that until we're in the positive. And look at that, 982 an hour, getting so close. And these didn't seem to complain, so I'm tempted to add a few more, and I don't know why these zoned the way they did. These mixed ones, is it zoned? Yeah, so let's try to get that. Yeah, that's better, much better. And then I think what we're gonna do here is we're gonna risk some traffic issues with these ones that we zoned and do these like close roads. Let's get that like that. Do our little trick here to try to trick the zoning, even if it's just temporary. Got the curved road. Look at the curve tool everywhere. There we go. Fix that. This one just to make sure. There we go. We'll do another row of these. It's not saying it's too excited about that, but we're going to see if we can deal with it. Make it kind of deal with it. That's going to help some of the demand there. We're so close. So close. How's the profitability on our businesses now? 19%. So that's increasing a little bit. That's good. Offices, I think, have increased too. Workforce, still, you know, we'll get there with the education. The education's going to take a while. We're almost at 1% now, well educated. So that's good. So close. 15,000 shortage. First time in this playthrough, we are going to be in the positive. Maybe. Can we get luck? Oh, what happened? What a tease. That's lame. So we're so close. The livestock, I just cannot get the livestock to really produce more. But we're so close. We were just 18,000 now. What the heck happened? Inconsistencies. I don't know what happened there. But this area is, it's kind of ugly. We're gonna clean it up after we get to the positive here. Just crank this to 12. Yeah, and all of a sudden we're gonna be in the positives. Yeah, 9,000 positive now. Now we can start thinking about that healthcare coverage. We want to get it a little bit higher because adding healthcare is going to be expensive. But there's also a lot of development points that we need to look at here. Healthcare, read a little comment online that the crematorium will help the problems. Oh yeah, we added our mansion here, our Rockstar mansion, like their own little property out here. I don't know if we'll keep that. I was just having fun. But we're going to go ahead and grab this and place this here. And is there upgrades? There are upgrades to this as well. And we had a -2 healthcare, and it's still -2. Citizens' happiness, I didn't seem to care much about that. Well, okay. Postal service could improve. I'm not sure how much that's affecting things, but we are in the negative again because of that building. What a balancing act. Gosh, momentarily we were in the positives. Complaining about high taxes again, though. Maybe it wasn't worth it. What's the upkeep on this? 45,000 for a crematorium, and it didn't seem to help our unreliable healthcare, so it's going away. I don't know if that's a bug in the game or not, but that was insane amount of cost for that. So the rest of the recording, the audio got corrupted, so here I am just kind of overviewing everything for you. The only thing we really missed from the episode so far was adding this oil here, the oil production, and we're still waiting for some employees to come in, but that seemed to help with the profitability of the town. We're now sitting at a $55,000 surplus. Definitely helped. Everything's looking in a surplus except for oil now as far as materials are concerned. We'll get it there eventually. We'll get that one caught up as well. And some of these material goods, they'll get there as well. I think we need to expand our industrial areas to get those to start producing more now that we have that surplus of incoming goods that we're producing in our own town instead of importing them. The profitability of the companies is increasing a little bit. That means our tax income is increasing as well. Still want to get the industries up to the green, but we'll get there slowly. We'll figure it out. As of right now, I think we're looking pretty good. And that's where we're going to end this episode. Next episode, we'll really work on beautifying the city and expanding, taking care of all of these areas and start getting them, looking like they're done and completed. And we can start working on, expanding and adding more services now that we have a positive income. And that's going to be our plan moving forward long term. We got to keep an eye on our open positions, get that all sorted out, and really think of this as a city builder and not City Skylines 1 where you can kind of cheat the system. We actually really have to think about planning out things on this game. Today we want to start finishing this area here, maybe redoing a little bit of this neighborhood. So we're going to look at the ground pollution, and it doesn't seem that it is recovering from us moving the industrial area, which is unfortunate. It might actually be recovering a little bit now that I think of it. I feel like these were completely covered, but I think we'll do some commercial out here and sneak in a little bit more of our residential through here. So let's start right about here. We'll do like that. We'll get rid of this zoning here as well. Try to get a little smaller one in there. And I'm gonna unzone the rest of this just to get it going, and then we'll show you how it looks. Starting to see zoning is slowing down, even though we have it zoned and we have a demand. Things are just coming in here a little bit slower. Maybe because I did the wrong zoning type? Okay, I'm a doofus. Get the right type zoned here. There we go. Now the demand's picking up. Let's get rid of these ones. We didn't mean to zone there. There they go, coming in nice. Now this area, I think we do have a little bit more of a commercial demand, so let's go ahead and fill that in. We'll go on that road as well. I think that'll work out nice. It gets that nice and full there. Still got to figure out something maybe recreational, like a park out here. Let's see how this ground pollution's doing. And the ground pollution, it does seem to be, I don't know, we'll have to see if that keeps improving, but we're gonna earmark the rest of this for a commercial area. And I'm not sure how we get hotels. I know there was a lack of hotel complaint at one point, unreliable healthcare, but we are in a deficit again, just barely. So we're just past 8,000 people. Big town. We have a lot of development points that we could use, and we got to figure out what we want to spend those on. Welfare office. Financial support to lower citizens will increase their well-being and lower the likelihood of recurring crime. Nice. City hall. Got to do some public transportation today as well. And I think while we let this stuff come in a little bit, that's what we'll do next. And we're going to be hurting our finances a little bit because the upkeep is 62,000 on this, but I think this will be a good spot for it, for our bus depot. And let's see how different making bus stops is going to be here. So I don't know if we just place bus stops now and it creates routes dynamically. Like, that's cool. Let's put a little bus stop in this new commercial area. And let's get a couple over to the industrial area, maybe just right in the middle, right about there. And let's see. We got some taxis roaming around, it looks like. One there. How about out in this outskirts area? Probably about right here. And there's probably a better plan that we could go with this, but again, this is something we're learning about the game, and we'll figure it out as we go. Just kind of see how these react first, and then we can potentially plan something better to figure that out. And money's good though. Fees for public transportation, we'll see that in a little bit. Not sure why that upkeep didn't really get hurt there. A high rent, and I think that's because of the demand. So we might want to shift to growing the city, maybe this direction. Yeah, we'll do that next. We're gonna move the rock star a little bit. We're going to, where's a good location? Let's give it just a nice area in here. And they're gonna have a little bit of land, but that kind of makes sense for the type of house it is. So let's grab that. We're gonna move it, and we're gonna place it right here and do some alleys to get them access to their home. And then we'll do a little bit of paths in here, like they have a little bit of a private little park that they own. Just kind of loop it around, connect it to their drive, like so. Trying to have some areas that aren't completely populated with buildings and just kind of give some natural areas long term here in this playthrough. So that will allow us to now come out here, demolish this road, and extend our main road here. So we did kind of make a mistake, and we'll see what has to happen to fix this. Do that, and a couple houses will get kicked out, but that's the way it works. And let's see if we can fix this here. There we go, and maybe have those respawn in. So now we should be able to extend the main road again, and we'll grab it in the center like so, and we'll just come out a few blocks there. And then the other main road's getting cut off by that, which is fine. We have this one here, which we'll grab about, let's start making this grid a little bit more. We're gonna go ahead from here in, add residential. Oh, 34,000 negative. All right, so we're struggling a little bit. I think right here, we're gonna add just a little bit of office. And then also we'll add a little bit of commercial, kind of help supplement this new neighborhood like that. We're gonna let that come in a little bit and see how that's doing. As well as I think we'll do a little bit more pre-planning of some offices out here and commercial. Now that that's had a little bit of time, let's find one of our bus stops and see how it's doing. Now, I don't know if we did this right. Taxi stand, bus line, okay. So now we probably, okay, we didn't do that right. So how do we do a bus line? All right, stop there. Just gonna connect all these up. We'll just do one bus line for now, and I'm sure we're gonna cause traffic, but we're learning. It's our first attempt, like so. Okay, so now that should get some actual public transportation going. I noticed in the service fees, we still had 0, and we had nobody really waiting at any of the bus stops. Let's see if that's changed already. Not yet at this one. This dog seems to be kind of chilling and lost. He's part of the Johnson family. Interesting. And the way we zoned all this, it came in nice. Looking good. We got one little spot here that I would like to fix the zoning on. Is that just not gonna work? So that, because it's not actually touching, it wants to zone here. Okay, so we can go like that to fix it. Very nice. Well, some more major expansion going on. We finally got everyone happy again. And we added, I realized I didn't have a post office. I had mail stops, so we got that starting to get sorted out here. You can see, yeah, we're processing plenty of mail now. Not complaining about that. We've got a new firehouse out here, as well as a police station patrolling this new neighborhood that we've added. Healthcare will probably be next, but we are in the negative slightly. We were doing good for a while, but it looks like, yeah, livestock and oil is gonna be a problem. Let's go look at what's going on in the oil industry. They got the workers they need. Can we make this a little bit bigger? Let's take a look here. Yeah, we can, okay. Oh no, we're outside the zone. So do we mess up? Can we not move it? Interesting, so maybe we'll tackle that soon. We're in the positive again, 22,000, good. Oil recovered as well. So livestock's the only thing falling behind. And how are our profitability of our companies? 25%, is that turning? Yeah, we got some turning green, that's good. Offices are doing good. This company is not. And what do they, entertainment, beverages. So let's look at our production, and we'll go down to this here. Beverages are... Gosh, we should be doing fine with that, but we do have a little bit of a deficit of beverages, so we can also look at all of these things here. Okay, so even though editor Socks jumping in here, it looks like we don't have enough industry buildings making beverages. That's why we're still importing the beverages, affecting the profitability of that company. But the demand's outrageous. We're slowly working our way to the next milestone. And we just got to keep expanding at this point. And I think we want to take care of some of this industrial demand. How are the job rates going? Should we focus on... I think we do want to focus on getting more people into town and this residential demand. So there's certain areas here that I think would make sense to kind of attack and create some more higher density. So we're going to do that now. We're gonna pause it so we can handle that, and I'll show you what we came up with. So we did quite a bit of changes here. We added some high density for the first time, and these are huge. We got a couple different size ones. These are the low income ones, or the low rent. Added a parking lot, so we got rid of some people. Some people left, and we got a traffic jam because of... It looks like the buses. Okay, so traffic's starting to look like an issue, and that's interesting because how many people? 90 households. 90 households. This one's going to be 60. Yeah, adding some height here, and I think it would make sense at some point for some of this commercial to get upgraded as well, even though we don't have that yet. So that'll be the next milestone. But some office demand is picking up. What a balancing act. 120,000 positive a month. That's the highest we've been. Let's slow down simulation because we need to keep expanding. But I wanted to get to finishing up this industry area and kind of get it looking better. Little park we want to do here. Let's look at this traffic issue here. Okay. So this is an actual issue, and I think this is one where we're gonna try to solve this with a roundabout for now. And we mentioned a couple episodes ago, we knew this was eventually gonna become an issue. Let's also put one here, and we'll see how that gets sorted. Starting to favor it a little bit, moving a little bit better. And is there a traffic view? There's gotta be, right? So you can see during the day, it's changing during the day, but you can see we have a lot of yellow. So we have some traffic issues, and hopefully this one gets a little bit better, but that's a lot of backed up traffic to clear out. And that's funny, we're getting ready to go work over here. So roundabout back up because this one's backed up. Holy moly, more mass transit is needed. We're getting close to that 10,000 mark, so it makes sense. But let's go ×3. See if this resolved. Fun stuff. If a roundabout does it, that would be nice. I would prefer that they come out to here. And this one, actually, this doesn't even need to be a roundabout. Hold on. How do we undo that? Like so. Oh, nice. It went right back. But let's do this. We're just going to get rid of that traffic light. And we're also going to do no left turn. Whoops, no left turn. So we're gonna force them to go straight to the roundabout and avoid turning left there. And I'm assuming it's just gonna take some time for the AI to catch up with the not allowed to turn. But that seems to be freeing it a little bit. There they go, now they're swinging around, and that's gonna cause the traffic jam to move up here, but we wanted to get them to this bigger main road that was designed for that. But another highway out here might be nice. Eek. All right, we're gonna let the simulation run a little bit. It looks like it is recovering. Roundabouts for the win, apparently. That's awkward now, right in the middle of town. But the pollution doesn't seem to be going away, which is unfortunate. I was hoping that ground pollution would slowly over time. It's hard to tell if it is. All right, let's finish some of this up out here. Yeah, this parking lot filled up nice. And this is a congested area because we added a lot of citizens. So our parking lots are starting to get used a little bit more. And I think if we de-zone or add sidewalks to some more of these, that one looks nice with the cars parked there. Building up around the cemetery. What is that? Electrical bottleneck. There's not enough electric transfer capacity at this point in the grid to deliver all required power. Interesting. So all of that power is going that way, and so if we had another road, maybe? What if we just made like a route like this with a larger road that then blended in like so, that does take care of it. Okay, so a single pipe here was the problem. Now this pipe goes that way. This one's looking like it's stressed a little bit, but that should help for a little bit. We're learning. Wow, that's an interesting topic. How are we doing public transportation wise? 169 a month. Cargo. Man, there's so much to this game. So much to this game. Service fees, public transportation, 18,000 a month. Electric fees are getting up there. Education fees. Nice, nice. Money is coming in. We're in the positive again. So today I want to try to get this demand under control, and some things that we are learning about our productions. We need to get these deficits under control as well. So we're going to take a look at some of these. We need more pharmaceuticals. Oh my goodness. We need some offices. So we need to look at the production of these, which is all industry. We have a huge industry demand, and our area is starting to get pretty populated out here. What's going on here? Air pollution. Yeah, because the wind's coming this way. Oh, so these houses might not be happy long term, but we might relocate them. We're on a tangent already, but we're going to start focusing on a little bit of our industrial demand as well as probably the commercial. And I want to get really hoping to get to this next milestone so that we can open up the 10 more expansion permits, so we can really start thinking about expanding the residential area and keep plugging away at this. So let's start off by figuring out exactly what to do with industry. I'm trying to do a little bit of a 140 by 120 grid here. Mess that one up a little bit when it's straight. There we go, 120. 140 by 120. Still getting the hang of these roads and making sure we're in the right spot when we start making it. We want it like that. And then this one, we'll just kind of leave like so. And we'll grid this out a little bit more. If we can, another 120 or 118 will be good. We'll get this grid done, get it populated, and see how that does for the demand. But we also got to keep in mind that we need to balance having enough workers. So just getting these companies in here isn't going to be enough. Go about right there, let that come in. We'll see what that does to some of those demands, and we'll look at these companies as they come in too and make sure they are the right type that we're looking for. That's some things that I don't know if districting eventually will allow us to put policies on these, and I guess we could play around with that. We'll just do a little district right here and see what that tells us. So that's done. Manor Peak, energy consumption awareness, gated community. Ooh, we should try that. Heavy truck ban, recycling, roadside parking fee, speed bumps. Yeah, nothing to do with the type of zoning or type of specialty for industry. So I don't think we want to do that. And here we have a dairy house. Did we put that down yet? What is that going to do? 2% efficiency citywide to industrial and 2% export profits. Yeah, that's going to go right there, which also opened up a chemical plant. Chemicals are everything and more that are made today. And the chemical plant, I think, would be interesting to put just right here. Very interesting. So that's going to give us a 1% efficiency bonus, and this one's going to give us a 2% efficiency bonus and a 2% export bonus. And I think I am going to de-zone this area, and that was a good idea, but since we added the industrial area over here with the wind blowing that way, that's just not going to work. Water is exceeding our demands. Is that true? It's getting close. So we're gonna have to think about this here. Let's upgrade. Oh, we did? Did we just apply that upgrade? And then this as well? Okay, so we upgraded that now. What is that gonna do to the demand? Not thinking we actually did, but we're running at ×1 right now, so not a lot's gonna change. Let's go ×3. We'll let this industrial area come in a little bit and see how we're looking. Still in the green money-wise. Actually, we're a lot in the green. Get some new healthcare soon. All right, so that demand seems to be taken care of. Let's look at our employees now. I'm sure we're really short. Yeah, 1,800. So now it's time to start focusing on some more upgrades. And gosh, I almost think I want to kind of mimic this setup over here that we have there. So let's go ahead and start focusing on that. So let's first pause it. Let's look at the zoning. We're gonna de-zone all of this. Gonna kick some people out of their houses, but sometimes that's what we gotta do. Parking, we're gonna get those gone. And then we'll leave that little bit of commercial, but I wanna get rid of this because I think I do want to zone on both sides of this street. So let's take a look here and we'll go to our high density. We'll grab the square. Now this is a 3 deep, so let's do a 4x3. See what happens there. Okay, so 2 buildings came in, so they're 2x that they can do 3 deep apparently. And then before we get too far, let's figure out where we want the parking lot to go. I think we want potentially, what does this one look like size-wise? Yeah, not a fan of that. So I think what we're gonna do is also demolish this road. We'll add something back in once we get the parking lot down though. It's too big, let's go large. I'm gonna sneak that right next to those buildings. And then we'll come in with an alley right here. And I believe if we shut off snapping to side of building and snap to grid, we can get this in the middle, or no, is it this square here? Yes, there we go. So now we can go to the middle there and snap to building I still want, like so, and that'll get us that connected, and then we'll do that one as well. And then I want to demolish these paths and probably these commercial buildings, and we'll rezone the rest of that right there commercial. And those buildings are coming interesting, but we'll get rid of these paths as well. We don't want that, so let's get rid of that there. But here we have another opportunity for a little bit bigger, so we're gonna go 4x5. 1, 2, 3, 4, back 5. And let's see, okay, 2 buildings. Oh, those come in nice though. Do that and just kind of see what happens here. It should take care of a lot of our residential demand. Actually, too much probably. This one, let's pause this because we do, I think, want to sneak a little path here. And that should be fine without demolishing anything. Yeah, and that'll switch that to over here, and we'll rezone this a little bit bigger. Let that come in. So now our medium and low density is the demands. Let's pause it for a little bit because I do want to do a little build out in this area, and we're gonna get this all gridded up and rejoin. That really seemed to tip the scales for the demand, which is what we were looking to do. So that's positive. Let that finish coming in and let things kind of balance out and see where our commercial demand's sitting, and we're getting closer to that next milestone. Very nice. 130,000 surplus a month. Need more farmland. And for the first time in this playthrough, we do have, oh, it went away. We had a negative happiness score for traffic. What is going on over here? Why are these collapsing? Must have had a fire spread over here. Interesting. Well, they're rebuilding them. I didn't even notice. But let's double check the traffic though, because that did show up as a negative. Yeah, it's negative again. Got a little backup on this highway exit. It isn't terrible. Around here, we're starting to see a little bit of a backup, but none of this seems enough to be like, I want to move out of town. Not really any red, but I think there are some intersections that we could do with improving the stop sign situation. Like there's nothing here. So if we went in here maybe and we just added stop signs, maybe that'll help, as well as here. And then this roundabout. Let's go ×2 right now and see. Yeah, so they're all gonna stop, and that should spread traffic a little bit. All right, demands are coming back. People are moving in. Some of these still aren't getting populated yet because the demand's not quite there yet. Or are they not? Oh, look at that, that's why. Okay, we'll trick this for a second. Get these row houses in here, and then do that. And so, I need to do the same with both, whoops. With both sides of this one. There we go, that's better. I don't know how this messes with the demand, but I want these to look a little more uniform here. 200,000 a month. Oh, we're doing good. We're doing good. Got to work on our farming, but everything's looking good right now. Just really want to get to that big town so we can start expanding more. And with this amount of money, I'm really tempted to add another, maybe a hospital. Yeah, let's go ahead and spend some of our points on a hospital. And it would be nice to, what's the footprint? It is pretty large. But I kind of want it in this part of town though. So let's see, what's the cost of that? 775,000 a month. Okay, that changes things. So let's look at our healthcare coverage. Green here and red, they're not wrong. They are not wrong. So we will build one out in this area. I kind of like what we did with the parking lot. So let's go here and we'll do a medium-sized parking lot there and there. Can we move this? Just one node in between. Let's move this as well to right. Oops, to right there. Do that. Maybe one more over. We're gonna fully upgrade it, and I think that'll be good. And we're gonna try something here as well. Just trying to work on the look of all of this. We'll go ahead and get rid of that, and that'll allow us to sneak around like so. And I think what we'll do is add like employee parking back here and add a little path as well. Let's take snapping off because I want to start the path here. Just little walking paths for making it look a little more finished. I don't know. It's interesting. It needs a little bit of trees, I think. That should have hurt our money pretty heavily. Not too bad. Not too bad. Let's get a view out here and look at our healthcare again. A little bit better, but we got some areas that are still struggling a little bit. But how are they feeling about it? Only a -1 now. Happiness is pretty much higher than it's been. Fantastic. How do I go the other way with it? Trying to do a little lane mathematics here, see if we can fix this, but it's still allowing the two to go that way. Oh, I have no turn on here. Fix that. Trying to see this, if it's turn only or not. Yeah, that's what I want. I want this lane to be able to go straight or turn, but I want this lane to be turn only, because that's starting to become a backup there. And yeah, I would be not surprised that you're having high rent right here. Yeah, that's terrible. Oh, we got a car accident. Oh, just a traffic jam. So this is backing up still. Okay, so I think we're gonna spend the rest of the episode catching up on traffic here. So we're learning a little bit. We're finally dealing with this, I guess I should say. And that's coming from that main highway. So that does make sense. I think I do want to reroute that traffic. Now, first thing we're gonna do is upgrade this to a 4-lane highway here, which makes an interesting intersection. We might improve that a little bit. And we'll keep coming out here to where it starts. Oops. Oh man, this is what I don't know how to fix here. If we come back that way with it and then switch it. Yeah, there we go. Very nice. Pretty good tooling. And I want to get to, let's earmark about where we want this to start bending back. Probably about right here. Okay, get these upgraded and then we will work on rerouting this traffic to the main road. And a little issue here that I'm just not sure where I want to turn this back into a regular road. So I guess we'll upgrade a few more of these to be the highway. We'll get that fixed here. And then when we get to the intersection, we can switch it back to a regular road and not a highway. And if I'm remembering right, we also want to come in here and add lighting to all of this. And that will allow the electricity to pass through. It looks like they might have already had them on there because we upgraded it already. Okay, so let's see. That should put a lot more traffic at these intersections here, but that's a larger road than the one it was coming into down here. So here's where it was winding up. It's already improved traffic. Beautiful. And so we did do a highway so far out here, but as we start zoning and gosh, yeah, I don't know if we'll need to make this an actual like separated highway or not. We can get away with it. We're trying to stay somewhat small town. We do have a little bit of a skyscraper going for like a larger city. Still at only 11,000. Pretty cool though. Yeah, traffic here is a mess. Yeah, let's speed up to ×3 and see if this stuff starts resolving based on the change we made. So one feature that I really wanted to try out was the gated community. I'm trying to figure out where exactly I want to do that. I was thinking by the college, but I might. Yeah, let's try it this way. So we're going to grab our district creator here. We're going to take this little square and we're going to turn it into Willow Gardens. And then we're going to come in here and do gated community. I want to see what happens. I don't see any gates going up. Only people living within this district are allowed in. It increases the well-being of the residents and reduces crime in the area. It does not affect city services. So I guess we don't see gates, but okay. Interesting. What are some of these other ones? Heavy traffic ban, we can do that. Add speed bumps as well to slow down traffic, reduce noise. Interesting. Everyone's happy. Everyone's loving this town right now. Except for stuff over here. I don't know if it's struggling because of the building type this is. Let's let it, yeah, recreate some other things. Those ones seem to be abandoned a lot. I don't know, what is this? It's empty. See, this company's empty too. It's like whatever these are, advertise here. Yeah, they just don't seem to get occupied. So close to this next milestone, like literally. Did the game break? There it is. I was to say. So we got 2.2 million, 9 more developmental points, and 12 more tile, which, gosh, now it's like the decision of where do we expand next? It'd be good to expand this way for our industry. I think I am gonna grab those 3, but then residential wise, like all of this here, let's deselect all that. Like this here is probably the next spot. All right, and that should give us 1 more tile to keep just in case. That does open up a lot for us, and we'll probably terraform down. Yeah, we'll want to get that a little flatter. You can see it's a lot of raised area, which is gorgeous, but we want to keep it a little flatter for developing. So we'll probably come in and do that next, even though we might leave it at like this height here and have a nice little like hill and start zoning up here and just separate it a little bit. But I think we'll do that next episode. At this point, I want to kind of just keep an eye on things and see we're at 68,000. So we probably need to work on getting a little more livestock is definitely the issue, and wheat. How are we on that? We got a little area here that could be farming. And then a little back here and still just a hair here. So I think I'll do wheat here. Just kind of add on to it. Get this done and show you what we did. Oh, there's something in here. Yeah, you go away. Yeah, it's not too bad. I'll have to get a road around here to kind of close off that long term. But that deficit's still getting worse on livestock, so we're gonna have to find a dedicated area just to do a huge amount of livestock production. Only 45%, 49% efficiency, and that's something else we need to go through all these and make sure. Yeah, workforce is definitely going to be the issue still. Yeah, now we have 2,400 jobs available. We got to expand big time, and we're going to do that next episode. It's going to be a huge residential expansion. I mean, potentially get up to maybe 20,000, and we are still 427. Oh, look at that monthly. What is going on? Government subsidies gone. Taxes are coming in good. Service fees really kicking in there with education specifically. And how's the workforce looking there? Education, we probably need to think about schools soon. This is the one here. Yeah, so elementary school's struggling a little bit. College is still okay. High school's still okay. We don't have a university, but another elementary school will be due next episode, as well as a huge residential expansion and maybe cleaning up this area a little bit. Thanks for hanging out on this episode of Socksville 2.0. It's coming along nice. I'm really loving City Skylines 2. Can't wait to see what this game looks like a year or two from now. My goodness, it's going to be awesome. We start with a lot of icons around our industrial area for a lack of labor, as well as some high rent issues and some customers, just not enough customers in some of these commercial areas. So lots to do today. We talked at the end of the last episode about a huge expansion. Our profit is looking great, almost 400,000 a month right now. But I'm sure those companies are going to start struggling if we don't get enough employees in pretty quickly. So we're going to start today off by potentially doing a little time lapse. I want to try a little bit different formats in some of these videos. So we're going to go plan out some of this area, this expansion out here. Lots of terraforming is going to happen in today's episode. Let's get started.
to make it whatever she put her mind to. Late night hours up the hill, serving coffee to strangers, talking about revenue. She kept dreaming of a world big enough for everyone, but she knew it must rain before it grows. She kept dreaming of the day butterflies survive the wheel, even though she got knocked down and never showed. Dear Lily, where'd you go? Where's your heart at? Why'd you fall back? Lately your afterglow is shining brighter, waking up an easy egg. I remember her in songs, decades old, but it doesn't matter. Stumble across old memories, try to recall before they all shatter. She kept dreaming of a world big enough for everyone, but she knew it must rain before it grows. She kept dreaming of the day butterflies survive the wheel, even though she got knocked down and never showed. Dear Lily, where'd you go? Where's your heart at? Why'd you fall back? Lately your afterglow is shining brighter, waking up an easy egg. Where did you go? Where's your heart at? Why did you fall back? Lately your afterglow is shining brighter.
So not completely sure how much this is going to take care of our demand, but I thought it was a good place to stop and start zoning. So a little bit of a grid out here that we got going, as well as some more roads to just kind of pre-plan another connection from that highway. And then we converted the highway back into, what is this, Meadow Street? So it's not a highway anymore. Same here, we got the 4-lane or 2-lane each direction, 4-lane road. This little curve here, we're gonna keep it for now. It could look a little bit better. We can see we've changed the direction just slightly of the way the grid's going. And I think as we start pulling that into this lower tier on the left there, in between the residential area of Widow Gardens and the agricultural area, once that starts filling in as well, I think the change in the grid's gonna look very, very nice. So a lot of things to keep in mind here as we want to get more education going in. These roads seem a little off. Oh, about right there. But I think that's where we'll start with an elementary school. So what we're gonna do is come in here and take away a couple roads. We're gonna place that right in the middle, and then I wanna look at the upgrades of this. And I think we are going to take away a little bit more of the grid. Maybe just this whole area right here. And we'll get all of the extensions or upgrades that we can and try to get them looking pretty good. We'll do that, as well as I think we're gonna put this here, but then we're gonna add a little bit of parks as well. So we'll start with a small park right here, put a small plaza in the center, small playground, we'll force it over here as well, and a nice dog park right there. And then next I wanna start connecting all of these up with paths, and we will have to do a little bit of manipulation to get that going. I think that is for a good start for this neighborhood. Got a little bit of education and some leisure out here. And then towards the entry, which is like here and over here, which we need to finish zoning, we're gonna do a decent amount of commercial just to kind of start out here. And we're gonna come in here with low density, really making kind of a suburb out here. Little suburb subdivision, and really trying to attack this demand here. I think that's good. Let's see how that comes in. Watch our demands just crumble, which is what we want. Now, at risk of really damaging our budget here, we're gonna add some services out in this area. And I think we'll do the same thing we did with the other one, where we'll make it a little bit bigger. And this is a main road here, so we'll grab a little bit of a medical center. I'll get snapping back on. This one we're not gonna do any upgrades to. I think we're gonna leave it as is with just a little parking lot there. And then I guess we can still go with a road in the middle since we're doing it that way. But I do wanna make this look a little bit more realistic with a little slip alley back here in the back. And yeah, we're getting to a little bit of terrain issues. Let's go ahead and bulldoze those and flatten this out a little bit better. Go ahead and recreate it with a bigger road. Centered here, right there. So, and then back with the alley. That should look a lot better. Does pinch it down just a hair, but not enough to really be that damaging. And then over here, we'll do some smaller little commercial buildings. And right on this one, we'll throw our fire department. And this one, I think I am going to go ahead and add the upgrade to. And then also the police department we'll want to put next door. Actually, yeah, we can swing the police department right here and have this road continue on out. And just this area now is just a little, well, could we move this? Like so we can, perfect. So now we can grab this back and do the same thing with a little alley here. And this one I am going to temporarily change the zoning. Like so. And do the same thing with the little commercial buildings. And then we'll finish the zoning out here with more residential. Well, let's let that come in and see how our demand is looking. And financially, we're struggling a little bit, 80,000, but we'll get it back. Let's head back over here. Yeah, still lots of complaints about employees. So we got to keep bringing in the people. We got a 2,600 deficit in employees. So I want to take a look at some of these lower density now in here and start upgrading them a little bit. And the further out we get from this area, we'll start keeping the low density. So it seems like we've satisfied the high density demand for now. This area will fill in over time, and I'll be interested to see how it looks. Gonna do a little bit more decorating in here, I think, because we're gonna have a little bit of open space. And here we're gonna have some more offices populate once the demand comes in. It's earmarked for that right now. But I think it's time to kind of expand on this a little bit. I want to get this area connected before we end the episode. Okay, so pausing the game here, we got this area growing in nice. I think it's turning out good, and gosh, seeing this in the winter looks pretty awesome. Let's actually switch views here and kind of look around this way for a minute. Yeah, those trees, once they start growing, they're gonna look great. Still got some areas to fill in there. But yeah, this nice little huge park area that eventually, if we get something like Park Life to really turn that into an area, it's already earmarked for that later on. And some of the space we'll fill in with some trees as well. That's looking real good. But then back to the game now. We've got this gridlock issue, and I think the way I want to solve it is possibly with a transporter or transformer. And I think I want to put it out here again. And then what we're going to do is we're going to try something and see if it works. So we're going to grab a power line and we're going to go underground. And we're going to show that our power lines, they're all running underground. So go across this road here. And we're going to connect it up all the way to this. And we're going to see what that does. That instantly got rid of it. So what was the view to see that? Yeah, we can see it here. That should improve a lot. And it's a mechanic of the game that really surprised me. I'm glad it's been added because not having to place power lines is really nice, but also still having to take care of power. Something that we definitely should have kept in mind. So we were a thriving city with our service trade of 300,000 plus electricity has dropped down to 220,000 now that we are using more electricity, but we're still thriving. We're at 300,000, 306,000 a month of income. So we've gained over a couple million during this session here, 1.5 about, and aren't really close to that next milestone yet of small city where we need about 9,000 more experience. But we do have people complaining about high rent, and we're not keeping up with the demand very well. So I think it's time to start playing at ×1 instead of ×3. I'm not 100% satisfied with the way this rezoned area here came in. I think we want a little more height here from these row ones, maybe some of these apartment ones instead. Yeah, we'll revisit that. The office is still not coming in. And what happened here? It says it's abandoned. So we apparently have offices that are office companies that have been leaving town. Wish we could get a little more information on that and why they abandoned. But our office demand has not been very good. But I think we can keep going and take care of that. How did we do? Yeah, under 1,000 now of available jobs, but also the total workforce number looks a little smaller than it was earlier. So not 100% sure what's going on with that. I think I need to slow down a little bit more and pay attention as we go. College is hitting capacity. I think there might be, is there something we can do for that? Yeah, we can add that. What did that do? That just added the upkeep. Better chances of graduating. This also, yeah, that'll do the capacity. Let's go ahead and do that. Care a little bit more about our education than we were a minute ago. And that should hurt our income a little bit, but I think we'll be able to survive that. We do have a government subsidies again for whatever reason, but we're at 16,000. I was hoping to get closer to 20, but gosh, this has been a pretty awesome episode. The largest expansion we've done in a while, and be interesting to see this come spring, how this is going to look in. Next episode, we'll focus on some more of these areas that we've unlocked and just keep growing. It's looking great though. Yeah, overall, looking at the city, it's looking awesome. Not 100% sure about this agriculture on the left side here. We're gonna have to revisit that and make that look a little bit better. And I think that'll be probably where we start next episode, since that's the area I want to finish there, where the two highways connect from. It's hard to see my cursor with the snow, but down here at the bottom, we'll try to highlight during editing all the way through to this park area is really where I want to focus next episode, as well as up here on the farther north side of what we're looking at right now. Very awesome. Really digging this game. Took a little while, but we're getting into it. Next, I want to see if I can figure out how to turn the weather off, because that would be nice. The last thing we're going to do, because I think it will unlock some fun things for us, is try to go through this entire chain. And we're able to. We have 5 points left, so that'll unlock tourist attractions. And I'm not sure exactly where that oh, this is where it shows up. Cool. So we can put some castles, some statues, as well as some of these larger community pool, soccer field. Oh yeah, we're going to, yeah, this is exciting. We'll redo this park a little bit, as well as add some of that next episode, but definitely want to get some of this tourism going in town, as well as landmarks. Looks like we have all of those unlocked with that, and specialty buildings. I do want to look at some of our residential ones, because we could increase the well-being 4% or by 4 here, 4 across 6 with this one as well, which would be real nice. I've been playing City Skylines 2 for about 22 hours, and at this point, I hate my city. I'm sure a lot of you are going through the same thing. Today, I'm going to start my journey of rebuilding it instead of starting over. Throughout learning how to play the game and unlocking all of the little features that come with it, I feel like we could have done better, and again, instead of starting over, I want to fix this city. I really had the itch to just close the save file and start over. We could do that a ton of times, or we can keep learning from this city. I've mentioned a few times, I don't know if this will be a masterpiece. There's a lot of learning going on right now, but there's a lot of good that we've done in this city, and I think just buttoning it up, cleaning it up, fixing some of the road structures that I hate is the plan. I wanted to start with the entrance of the city, and just changing the density from low density commercial to high density in this block was my plan. I feel like the buildings were just too small for the rest of what was going on in the city. So some of the stuff will just be restructuring or changing the type of zoning we're doing in areas. In this area here, just off the freeway entrance, one of the main first areas that we built, and we've learned a lot about the game, and I don't like the way we zoned here. I don't like the way we use some of the alley roads. I think I do want to use those as actual alleys. I was taking advantage of the no markings on the roads to make it look like a residential area, but it doesn't really function well with the game, at least the way I've been playing so far. So we're going to redesign this area as well and make it a little bit higher density to just fit this, what is turned into a downtown area in our city. We keep expanding towards the other freeway entrance, and we're adding some parking lots here. Getting enough places for people to park in this newer high density area is going to be important. So we're going to keep restructuring this entire basically district. I did make it a district. We'll revisit the names of the districts later, but I did want to rezone all of this area as well to be higher density, just to match the feel that we're going with this city entrance. Continuing to work our way down the block, I want to rezone this area as well near the elementary school. We need to get a parking lot in here to make it look more realistic for more students or more teachers and parent drop-off and things like that at the elementary school for them to park, as well as just raising the density of what we have zoned here. It's just really starting to match what we've been building. And like I said, that's the main entrance to the city. It's the downtown area. So as we move farther away from this entrance, we'll start scaling down to medium and low density housing out in the suburbs. The next thing I wanted to attack was finishing this area by the highway and making it look completely done, and adding in this curving path I think was a good approach here. We'll also add some trees just to give it a little more finished look, like I said, and a nice area for the citizens to walk, even though it'll be kind of close to the highway, but you could get some retaining walls up there long term and fix that up as well. I think it really does help, as well as just adding in all the trees, and as they grow over time, I think this area is going to look really nice. And just to close the gap on the final area here, we're doing the same. We're getting rid of the alley roads, we're restructuring it, making it to where more traffic will be able to flow through. Even though these are still just the 1-lane roads each direction, or a 2-lane road, it allows more cars to get through than the alley will, and they'll be able to drive a little bit faster. It'll be interesting to learn more about traffic over time in this game, because there could be an argument saying that having the alleys in the suburbs will force people to drive slower, get to the main feeder roads and arterial roads a lot slower, allowing the traffic that's already there to flow better. We'll play with it, we'll learn, we'll figure it out. But again, here we're zoning, again, some of the medium density, adding in the rest of the path here as well, doing a little bit of terraforming. That's something that I'll do a little bit different next time I build a city. I will be flattening areas out a lot more before zoning, and that's a key thing I think I'm noticing is the zoning on hills is a struggle, but terraforming's free in this version of the game, so it definitely helps you with that. And you can see here we're finishing that path and just really finishing this block, and it looks a lot better in my opinion. And we'll do a little flyover of the entire area as it's completely zoned in, and gosh, I think it looks a lot better. So I wanted to hop in here and do kind of a live flyover. You see, we do have a little bit of a traffic issue that we're gonna attack next time. I think we might do some of that off camera, show some of the tricks or changes, I guess. But I think this looks good. And so the perspective I was coming from was looking at this city here. This side over here doesn't look like it fits right now. This low density area. These buildings came in nice. You can see we're starting to build a little bit of a skyline as we kind of back up to the view I was really focused on was about right here. And all this side here eventually we will unlock and get access to, but I think that makes a nice look on the highway and just starting to build a skyline. And I think what we'll do is we got this like medium density here and a little high back here, is we'll do kind of a wave of medium to high as we work our way back down to medium, and then back up to the hills. We'll start doing the low density again. And yeah, a lot of the things I was talking about at the beginning of the video, I wasn't necessarily thinking about planning a city when I started playing, and we're paying for it. So now we're gonna redesign it. We're gonna make it look a lot better. You can see a lot of wasted space here we'll take care of as we continue this redesign. And I really wanna take advantage of this coastline too, and the land across the river there. So there's lots of cool plans, but I wanted to get the existing city up to where I want it, or need it in my opinion, before I moved on to that. And we'll keep attacking it. We'll keep attacking some of the redesigns. I do like some of the areas like the cemetery still. I'm not 100% sold on this row of housing still mixed with commercial. The high school looks pretty good, but this little row of housing I'm struggling with. Lots of little changes to come. Loving this game. Love this parking lot. Love seeing them full of cars and getting down here to the level of detail. Yeah, after my first take, I wasn't sold on the graphics, but I think they look great. I think this game looks great. Lots of potential. Last episode, we started redesigning or rezoning really our city to make it look a little bit better, redoing some road structures. Today, we're gonna focus on the right side of the entrance to the city as we're looking at here. After that, we're gonna take a little bit of a look at figuring out how to use harbors, and I don't like where we place them so far. Definitely gonna be short term as we learn how to use them. After that, we finalize a little bit of this residential area just to keep the demand in check. Lots to keep up with. Very much a management game. I'm digging it. The first thing I started off with was moving our water pump. We want to get the water plants to their own isolated area so that we can start zoning this other area exactly how we want to. So I put 2 down. Then we delete the old one and check the stats to make sure we're producing enough water. We want to make sure we don't have to think about this for a little while. So we do end up putting a 3rd one down, just to build us a little bit more time before we have to put any more water pumps in the city. Unfortunately, on this next part, we start kicking out a lot of residents in this area. We do not want this low density here in the entrance of the city, so we're gonna rezone it. And to begin with, the game's a little confused about what it thinks should be zoned here. We kind of ignore that to begin with. As you see, we're just restructuring the road layout here as well to fit in as much zonable areas as we can, or as many zonable areas as we can. We're gonna put a lot of commercial and a lot of office in this area, but the game right now thinks that it was residential, so it's not favoring the offices, but we keep going, we keep plugging along till we get the game to start spawning in those offices. It's able to spawn in the commercial zones originally, or at first, and then once the game starts catching up to what is in the area, it starts to favor having the offices in that location. And then instead of being red when we're looking at the zoning of offices, it does switch to green, which is helpful, kind of getting to know how the game is changing things along the way, and just allowing us to use the guidance that the game gives us to know whether or not we're zoning correctly. Took a little bit of a gamble, but it did pay off in the long run. And here you can see us using the terraform tools to flatten out this block a little bit, and then we're gonna redo the roads. The road structure as was just off a little bit, so we're redoing it, getting these roads aligned exactly how they need to be, and unfortunately, kicking some people out along the way, but that's it's part of the process here. We talked about redoing a lot of things and not really feeling bad because it is our first playthrough. Some people got to get relocated, some businesses have to get relocated, but I want this to look a lot better in the long run, and I feel like we're heading down that direction. Next, we switch our focus to our industrial area. Right now, we're getting close to running out of capacity in the landfill, so I wanted to extend that as much as we could with the land that we owned right now. Also, we did the upgrades that were available to us because I believe that does give us a little bit more capacity and processing speed as well. Then we're going to rezone the area that we demolished, fit as many industrial buildings as we can because we're still really reliant on the industrial zoning here. I'm not really sure if we can get to the point where we just import everything financially and don't have to produce our own goods, or if we have to keep this industrial area the whole time. That's something we'll learn along the way. I have a feeling we will be keeping it. I know in some City Skylines 1 playthroughs, I would shift towards only offices and have like a really clean city. I'm not really sure if that'll work with the balance of the game here. And then we quickly shift to this residential area. I was just really worried about some of the zoning and the demands that were happening right now with our residential, getting a lot of areas that were highly valued or the value was too high and the individuals just weren't happy with that. And I have a feeling that's because we're not keeping up with the residential demand, and that's causing the prices of the homes to increase. So here we're starting to finish some of this coastline and get the rest of it built out road structure wise so that we can then zone it as well with a little balance of high density and low density commercial and offices as well. Again, pushing out and pushing away some of the residential from this area. I really want this section or this corner of the city to be focused on commercial and office. In this next segment, we start to play around with harbors, and I wanted to do the cargo harbors, and I'm accidentally putting down the other type of harbor here, but we're building out this land a little bit. I want to call this like a learning section of the video. Definitely don't think this is going to be the long-term place for these. We'll figure out something else that makes sense when we open up more tiles, but I wanted to start learning, and you can see here we're starting to play around with kind of a feeder road. I didn't realize I was using the wrong harbor at first, so we do end up replacing that. But it was interesting. I wanted to figure out how to do these paths and figure out how to get some importing into town with the harbor, but it looks like I do need to unlock a lot more tiles before we can do that. So I had the idea of just using local harbors, and you can see here we're switching to the other one as well. And to see if they would just send the goods from this one to the other one instead of using the road network. I think the areas are too close together, so it didn't really work. Like I said, it was just an experiment, and we'll probably revisit this long term after we get a little bit more of the tiles unlocked. Yeah, city entrance is starting to look a lot better. I'm digging it as we come in here. One of the things I didn't feature on the video because I'm still struggling with getting the crosswalks disabled in the roundabout, and I feel like it's kind of a bug in the game right now. But I want this cross path here to where they're going underneath here, and if we go underneath, we can see we did this nice little X to allow them to quickly go either direction. But you can see we come in here with tools, and this one's to take away the crosswalks. We can add them and get rid of them, but they're still using them, so it's a little confusing. So I imagine that's just a bug in the game right now, hopefully. Thought about doing elevated paths, but I feel like these look better. We could move this a little bit, but I dig it. Over here we have this nice little parking lot as well, and one of my favorite areas was just kind of if I can find it. Yeah, it's this right here, this detailing that we're doing, just this path. We have this parking lot and then a path for people to walk. You see they're utilizing it, but we're kind of thinking of this as kind of a break area for the people that work in these buildings here. Not really sure about this building. It might go away. I think it's a little big for the skyline on that side, but we'll see. Then over here, this harbor, definitely temporary, trying to learn what's going on with that. Haven't gotten any ships to spawn yet, and I think it's because they're super close. That's not going to work. And then this area here, we're going to continue out to this road and finish that up as well. We did hit Big City, so we're plugging along at that. We got a lot of developmental points opened up. Right now we have 12 as well as 27 tiles, so large expansion could come soon. Next episode, I think we're going to focus a little bit on this traffic, make sure we get that cleaned up a little bit, as well as potentially take a break from the redesign and start expanding. But yeah, I'm digging it. I'm loving this city. I'm loving this game. We got a lot of problems in town right now, but we expected that as we do this restructure and redesign. Money's up to 13 million. We're making $500,000 a month. Looking really good. I'm Socksway Up. Thanks for hanging out. I will catch you on the next episode.